Hello, my name is Carrie. Today we're going to start messing around with tables. We're going to start with the insert, we're going to do update, and other fun stuff with database apothecary. I made this in my previous videos, and I created these tables also in my previous videos. Feel free to check them out. Now, let's just review what exactly is in items. Okay, so we have 4 columns. We have item ID, name, size, and category. I went ahead and put some data into items. So let's just review, select all from items. Let's see what kind of data we're working with here. So we have 10 items. This was an auto increment, so it went nice and even there, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. We have a size which is just an integer. These are variable characters, so they're kind of like strings, if you know what a string is, so it's got to go in the quotes. So let's just put another row into items and see what that looks like. So we go insert into the table and then values. So insert into items values. So we have 4 columns. So we have to have an item ID, we have to have a name, we have to have a size, and we have to have a category. Since item ID is an auto increment, all we have to put is item ID and it'll figure out what to do. Now name and category, as I said, are both kind of strings, so they have to go in these quotes. Size is just an integer, so we can put 10 there because all of my essential oils are 10. We notice right away that this size is 12 for the lavender essential oils, but not to worry, we can fix that later. I want this essential oil to be called, let's actually call this peppermint bark, and it's still going to be size 8, but it's going to be a salt scrub, not a sugar scrub. So item ID figured out to go to 11. We have 11 rows, makes sense. We have all these different names, although some of them are the same. We have 2 peppermint barks, but this one is a sugar scrub and this one's a salt scrub. We have 2 lavenders, but this one's essential oil, this one's a sugar scrub. And we see that most of our sugar and salt scrubs are 8. In fact, they should be 8, so hopefully they are. This I'm not going to worry about right now, but all my essential oils should be of size 10. So I could delete table items and recreate it, but I think we're in too deep at this point, because if we were to delete table items, we would have to delete all of our other tables, as I described in one of my previous videos. So let's just go ahead and update instead. So we need to update items, and we're going to set, what are we changing? We're changing the size down to 10, but which one? Well, the one where item ID is equal to 10. Now, we could say, well, where name is lavender, but MySQL would be confused because it would be like, well, we have 2 lavenders, so what do you want from me? So item ID, that's the beauty of these primary keys, is that no 2 item IDs are going to be the same. So when we say where item ID equals 10, there's no room to be confused. So we changed one thing, and let's just double check that it worked. We see that our size is 10 at ID number 10, and that's just a coincidence that those 2 are the same. So let's see, what else can we do here? We also notice that name is random item and it's other. So let's change that. Let's change update items set name equal to fancy soap where let's see. Here we could say where category equals other, or let's just try that at least. Now, that worked, and that's because we only had one thing in category. And the truth is, every single time you do something like that, where you're kind of ambiguous and you go, well, where the category equals other, that would work here. We have fancy soap. Because only one thing is other, but if more than one category was other, it would change every single other to fancy soap. So let's illustrate that. Let's insert another item. Let's call it, it's going to be other. It's going to be of size 12. Let's just have like, I don't know, and then item ID, that's fine. Okay. So we have two others. And let's just put in another one just for kicks. So we have insert. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So we have 3 with category other. So if we tried to update every single one, it works. 3 rows were matched because it saw that we had 3 categories. We only changed 2 things because this already says fancy soap. And let's look at our results. So just a little bit of a review, or rather intro, on how to mess around in SQL just using the table items. Later we'll begin to interact with multiple tables in my other videos. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.